Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if this is your first time being here. This is Empowered Gems Tarot. My name is Melissa. This channel used to be called Tarot by Melissa, so if you've been looking for me under that name, then you are in the right place. Today's reading is going to be looking into what's next in love for the upcoming month of June. So we'll take a look at your love life in the month of June. We'll get an overview just to kind of see who, what, when, where, why, how of what is happening for you in your love life. Remember that this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages will vary with how specifically they may resonate with your unique situation. So as you are viewing your selected reading here in a moment, just make sure that you're checking in with your intuition. If something doesn't feel right or doesn't feel like it fits your personal situation, just release it, let it go, and understand that those messages are meant for someone else out there in the collective. If you did want to book a personal reading with me, the details on how you can book will be linked in the description box down below through my website. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and select your reading. So we will have a choice between 3 readings to pick from today. If you're drawn to reading number 1, we will be working with the Stone card. If you're drawn to reading 2, we'll be working with the Warrior card. And if you're drawn to reading number 3, we'll be working with the Village card. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Think about the month of June and what's next in love. Go ahead and select the card that you're feeling the most intuitively connected to. Once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. See you there. Hey group 1, if you guys were drawn to the Stone card, this is going to be your reading. So we are looking into your love life for the upcoming month of June. So let's start with the overall energies here, and then we'll build out this reading a little bit more with the tarot and some additional oracle cards. So overall energy, we have the Stone, we have Flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. Ooh, and then we have pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Very interesting. Okay. Well, the Stone is a very interesting energy to come up here as like the central focus of this reading group 1. And I'm saying that because the Stone can talk about being steadfast, committed, present, and loyal. And when you read about this archetype in the guidebook that comes with this Wild Unknown Archetypes deck, it kind of talks about how a single stone may see thousands of generations come and go. Therefore, it contains an ancient and eternal presence. It's used to anchor our wild side. So it's just kind of interesting to think about this energy of anchoring into something when we have almost like the complete opposite energies surrounding it, right? So we've got the energy of flirting and we have the energy of paying attention to the red flags. So I'm really curious to kind of see how this reading and this month in love is going to unfold for you, group 1, because it feels like with your situation this month, you have this lighthearted energy. There could be someone or maybe more than one person here that you're flirting with, but there's something about like the commitment, the longevity, the steadfastness of the situation, or whether or not we want to be anchored here is what I feel. And this could be your own energy of asking yourself this question, like, do I want to be anchored right now to this? So let's keep going with the tarot. Group 1. So Spirit, what else can you tell us about love for group number 1 this month, please? Group number 1. What is next in love in the upcoming month of June? What does group 1 need to know, please, Spirit? The other thing I wanted to tell you guys before I forget is as soon as I saw this card come out of the deck, the song Like a Stone started just like circling through my mind by Audioslave. And the lyrics of that song, it talks about, I'll wait for you there like a stone. I'll wait for you there alone. It's just like, it's making me wonder if there is someone here who has been waiting a while for something. Let's see. Look up that song if you don't know it. Ooh, okay. So we have a 7 of Pentacles. What's next in love spirit for group 1? Sorry, we have the Sun in reverse coming through. Okay. 3 of Cups. Interesting. And we have the Death card. Okay, we do have a 10 of Cups here at the bottom of the deck, so there could be something associated with like family or just like community, groups of people, soul family, like those types of vibes. And there also could be something connected to like drinking, celebrating, going out with people, something like that could be significant here. So what I kind of feel this month, group 1, is there is a lot of lighthearted energy, and there is a lot of paying attention to the red flags, especially when we get over here, which we'll talk about in a minute. I feel like this group is starting off the month maybe kind of like reinventing yourself. Like this is giving main character energy, because you can see in this card she is the main character. Like she is starring in this movie and she's like proud of it. And the 7 of Pentacles is about sort of not necessarily reinventing, but it is about reassessing and revising. And so it's giving me this energy of you guys starting off the month just feeling like really confident in yourself, kind of owning your power, and sort of like picking up where you left off with something potentially, or continuing to invest in yourself. Maybe even reassessing your approach that you're taking to love or to this specific situation that's playing out for you. Yeah, it's like there's main character energy. You are owning your power. But there's something about it that's connected to like a reevaluation of efforts here too. With the Sun card reverse, because remember this kind of flew out in the reverse. I wasn't going to necessarily take reversals today, but since it flew out in the reverse, I feel like Spirit wanted us to take that. There's just like something here with the Sun that maybe isn't feeling the most clear to you this month in love, or there could be something that, I don't know, I don't want to say pessimism, but maybe it is a little bit of pessimism about something with love or yourself. There's just something here that is not fully clear to you. And maybe a part of this 7 of Pentacles of like reinventing ourselves or reinvesting in our approach to life and love and this main character energy, I think maybe a part of that is being done in an effort to kind of pull you out of this pessimism or feeling kind of not the best about love or about whatever the situation is. I also see an effort here with the 3 of Cups to focus on like friendships too. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, there could be an energy of hanging out with friends or groups of people could be significant as well. I think we were getting that as well earlier with the 10 of Cups. Friendship is highly significant here. So maybe for some of you guys, this might end up being a month where it's not necessarily about romantic love, but maybe it's about friendships too. When we ask about what's next in love, that can really talk about any relationship in your life, including the relationship with yourself. So I know, a lot of times a lot of you come to this look like asking about romantic love, but that might not necessarily be the message that Spirit wants to highlight for you. So just take it as it resonates with your situation. But friendships are significant here. And maybe there are some red flags with friends or groups, or like a more casual sort of relationship that is in your life this month. Because the Three of Cups in a love sense can be like a more casual, like friendship, like surface level type of relationship where you have a lot of fun with this person. But coming back here to the stone, the stone is not really this card. You know what I mean? Like this is a more lighthearted energy. And so I think, again, you guys with this pay attention to the red flags, it's about like, do I want to be anchored here or not? That is the question that you're asking. And I think that's also a part of why we have this like reevaluation at the beginning of the month, because you're trying to figure out, I think, where you do want to anchor, where you do want to spend a longer amount of your time. Okay. Closing us out, we have the Death card. And so I do think that there is something changing this month as it pertains to your love life. But again, I feel like a lot of this change is coming from within. Like, pay attention to the red flags, and this vampire being here is really interesting because I feel like there's somebody in this group, or maybe it's the group in general for some of you, that is almost like an energy vampire to you, right? Or vice versa. Because vampires, you know how they operate. Most of us know the lore behind that. There's like there's something coming out about it this month that I do think is going to make things feel a little bit more clear than at the beginning of the month around what the red flag issue could be. Okay, so let's just keep going, group one. I feel like I'm taking a really long time to get through your reading already. So let's see. What else, Spirit, can you tell us, please, about love this month for group number one? What is next in love, please, Spirit? Yeah, we have the young female, youthful music and fashion. So it's like starting out this month, I think you guys are just in like a really, really fun space. You guys could be traveling or going somewhere at the beginning of the month too. Music festival, your look, your fashion, that could be what you're reinvesting in. And it's making you feel just like really confident and vibrant. Ooh, okay. We have passion coming through. So yeah, there's definitely like someone here that you have like a strong chemistry with or strong feelings for. Again, this could also be referencing friendships and just feeling that chemistry and passion in your group of friends. What about at the end of the month though, Spirit? What is this about? We have the mature woman, socialite, connector, and high society. Interesting. And then we have the young male here. So it's interesting, you guys, because I feel like you're going from, like, there's this energy of going from, like, youthful, fun, vibrant to more serious. This could, like, this mature woman could be, like, your evolution of, like, your approach as you navigate through the month of June. Again, asking us the question about whether or not we want to anchor ourselves somewhere. The other thing that I'm getting, though, is for some of you, this mature woman could be who is the energy vampire that is around you, or maybe this young male. Look, we also have work here. This could be someone that you work with too. But I think for a lot of you guys, Spirit is just kind of saying, like, take a more like mature and evolved approach toward the ending of the month with whatever the red flags are that you're identifying here. Right? Like it's kind of like you're starting off the month feeling very carefree and excited and vibrant, but you got to make sure, I think, by the time you get to this death reveal, that you take a more mature approach to that. You know, nothing too impulsive. What else, Spirit, can you tell us about love this month for group one? in love this month? Self-love. Go within, treat yourself, and shadow work, which makes a lot of sense. I feel like a lot of you guys are like revamping your look or something at the beginning of the month of June. Like your clothing, your fashion, and you're feeling so cute. I feel like you feel really good. We do have fast movement here. So there's something that's not fully clear to you, but it feels maybe really good with this Three of Cups energy, and you're moving quick toward the middle of the month. And this also echoes the travel. See, maybe there's a guy you guys are dating that drives a sports car, because that's coming up like twice now. That's kind of interesting. Or just maybe this person really likes cars. Let's see. Oh, we have a few falling out of the deck. So we've got romance, separation, and then we have obsessed. So I think there's just someone here. It's interesting that that person isn't really fully showing it's him or herself in the reading to me. Like, this energy is more about you, my viewer. But I think that whoever this is that you have this romantic interest in, it feels like a more casual connection this month. I do think that toward the end of the month, there's some sort of red flag showing itself to you. Maybe you and this person end up kind of taking some space. And look, we do have rejection here at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I think it's you guys rejecting them, because it's like you start off very carefree and excited and you're just kind of like going with the flow, whatever. But then toward the end of the month, you're making more mature decisions here. Whoever this is, though, I do think they're kind of like obsessed with you, even if you decide to take time apart from them. But it could also be with the Death card with Pluto. Pluto's energy represented by the Death card, like Scorpio energy. It's just, it could be that that's this person's nature, is that they're kind of an energy vampire, or they get really obsessive. Okay. So let's just see. We're going to close it out with two more cards. But yeah, I think you guys are going to like go on a date with them or two, or just, it's going to be fun. Don't get me wrong. But I think you just pick up on some red flags that you're like, I don't know if this is the place I want to land permanently with that stone energy. Okay. And I feel like it could even be someone at work, potentially, because that's giving me work vibes. And we have that coming up in another deck too. Okay, Spirit. So closing messages for group one, about love in the month of June, please. Look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. I feel like you're totally in that space at the beginning of the month. Just really reassessing the way you're going about things in love and realizing that you have a lot of power, more than you realize in the situations. Okay. And we have new love. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. It could even be too, you guys, that maybe whoever this is someone that you've had time apart from and they're coming back, because the Three of Cups can also talk sometimes about a reconciliation energy. Someone who is coming back to us from the past, or just coming back into the fold that we've taken some space from for a while. We also have practice compassion, see things from a fresh perspective. And I do think you're seeing them from a fresh perspective with this person, so much so that you're really attuned to whatever red flags might be popping up here with the Death card. We also have slow down, pause and allow things to unfold. Okay, so I think that this month with this fast movement, I think things are going to move pretty quickly here. Okay, so because I think there's a lot of chemistry and attraction with whoever this person is that you're connecting with. Lots of flirty energy, you're feeling cute around them, you're having fun with them. But I do think that Spirit is saying, like, you need to kind of, something is just going to happen. I think that's going to push you guys to kind of slow it down and to take a little bit more of a mature, like, I just feel your boundaries are strengthening toward the end of the month when it comes to this person. So this is what I see, group one. Comment below. This looks like a very interesting and exciting month ahead. Let me know what your plans are for the month of June, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hey group 2, and welcome to your love reading for the month of June. If you selected the warrior, this is going to be your reading. So we're going to start by looking into the overall energies. Then we'll work with the tarot and some additional oracle cards to see what the rest of your month of June is going to look like as it pertains to love. So our additional messages, we have calling in your soulmate and attraction. Ooh, I feel like you guys are kind of attracted to someone this month. I'm going to see what we get about that. But let's just kind of talk through these overall energies here. So the warrior is beautiful. This actually came up last month when I used this deck. I think it was in pile 1. So I'm curious to see if any of my pile 1s from last month were drawn to pile 2 this month, because this could be a continuation of your story here. But the warrior is beautiful because this card really talks about being very intentional with the choices and decisions that we are making in love. Okay. I think that my pile 2 viewers, I think you all have learned a lot in love. I think you've learned some powerful lessons. I think you've even been through a period of healing leading up into this point where maybe things have been very difficult. Maybe you felt like you've had to be a metaphorical warrior in some sense. I'm noticing the snake, which can talk about growth, transformation, rebirth, right? So there's something here that just feels a little bit more mature and a little bit more intentional about your love life this month. You guys have calling in your soulmate. So this is about manifesting the type of romantic partner that feels most aligned to you. And again, with the warrior energy here, I feel like a lot of you guys you're not dating just to date this month. I think that you are focusing this month on just like having fun and enjoying yourselves, getting out more, maybe connecting with your friends. I feel like there is maybe someone here that you're attracted to, but at the same time, it's like, if it's not the right fit, you're not going to intentionally invest in it, right? It just really feels like this is a month where you all are more focused inward on self and being your best self, so that the right partner is attracted to you naturally, right? I don't chase, I attract. I think those are the vibes, okay? So let's take a look at the tarot group 2. So Spirit, what's next in love for my group 2 viewers this month? What's next in love, please, Spirit, for group 2? We have the 10 of Wands. What else, please, Spirit? Okay. 8 of Cups. Okay. So we're working with the Tinseltown Tarot, which has makeup in it, which, for those of you that don't know, I worked in the beauty industry for 15 years, which is one of the reasons I wanted this deck, but we have to stop for a second. This says, goes on easier, stays on longer. Hollywood, the 10 of Wands. It just really confirms for me that you guys want something that's going to last, a long-term relationship that's going to last. And I love, like, goes on easier, right? Like, I think you all are of the mindset earlier in the month. It's like, it should feel easy. It shouldn't feel so difficult or so challenging to connect with someone. Like, if it fits, it flows. I feel like a lot of my group 2 viewers you're just being very intentional about what it is that you want. Okay. We have the 8 of Wands coming up. What else, please, Spirit? Ooh. I knew it. Okay. Knight of Wands. I knew that there was somebody here that you were attracted to. Oh my God. And we have the King of Wands as well. I'm just going to leave him over there for a moment. Look, maybe he's the one with the lipstick for you that's going to go on easier and stay on longer. Okay. This is so funny. Okay. So group 2. Yeah, so like toward the beginning of this month, it is really about you manifesting and being very intentional about what it is that you want. Now, for some of you, maybe this King of Wands, Knight of Wands, whoever this is for you, like maybe this is somebody that you already know and have a connection with at the beginning of the month, but you guys aren't necessarily together, or you're not really caring as much about what's happening with them, because I really feel you with this 8 of Cups, like on a self-discovery kind of journey, right? I think that whether it's this person or just the past, with this 10 of Wands, it's like you guys are coming out of a situation coming into the month of June where love has felt very difficult, where it's like maybe you've had to put in a lot of the heavy lifting to bring things together with the people that you've dated. And as it says here, you want a partner that where it just fits, it flows, it goes on easier, and it lasts longer. What we all want in a lipstick and a partner, right? So yeah, it's like toward the beginning of the month, things are more, I think, to yourselves. Like you're focused more on that self-discovery, because this energy of difficulty and burdens, it's just not fulfilling you. You're searching for something more, right? But things really shift as we get into the back half of the month of June, because we have the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Wands coming through here. So you guys could be traveling. I think for some of you, this is like very literally here. Maybe some of you guys are traveling. Maybe this Knight of Wands is the one picking you up with a flower here. If that's not the case though, the 8 of Wands just kind of talks about things picking back up, things feeling really exciting, your passions being stirred, fast movement when it comes to love, communication is possible here. And the Knight of Wands is definitely someone who is here for a good time. You know what I mean? Like this is somebody who's going to be very whirlwind romance vibes. They are a little bit of a player, so just keep that in mind. But I think there is still this energy of detachment that I feel with the Warrior, where it's like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to enjoy myself. It doesn't matter if it lasts a long time. You know, like maybe it's just about, I want to enjoy myself. Maybe this is an experience that you guys know is going to be kind of short-lived. And so it's not that deep for you to just like connect with this person if you're attracted to them. But it almost just feels like you're traveling to see this person, or you're traveling and you meet this person, or there's just something about it being, it feels like kind of a temporary thing, you know, like you know it's not necessarily going to last a long time when you see them, for some of you. So what else, Spirit, can you tell us about Group 2's love life this month? As I'm shuffling, we have travel showing up again, so there's like further confirmation there. What else, please, Spirit, for Group 2? Oh my gosh, we have a long distance. Okay, so I think a lot of you guys are probably calling in this person from afar. Yeah, like the more we're getting into this reading, it definitely feels like maybe a lot of you guys know who this is that you're calling in. The 10 of Wands is like saying at the beginning of the month, it feels a little bit like a burden though. Okay, let's see. We have triangle, crowded relationship and choices, and we've got a blonde and a brunette, 2 dudes that you're picking between for some of you, or 2 people, sorry. Okay. Let's see. One more, please, Spirit. This is T, Group 2. We have the young female, youthful, music, and fashion. So, yeah, it's like, this is super interesting. And then we have the mature man at the bottom of the deck. So there's an older male here as well. And gossip. What is going on? And there's that travel vibe again. We have friendship. Okay. So here's the thing, you guys. There is some sort of decision that you're having to make here because there's a triangle. Now, that doesn't have to mean it's a love triangle per se. Maybe some of you guys do have a couple of different options that you can choose between. But I think with it coming up right over top of the Warrior, this makes a lot of sense because we started off this reading really talking about like your goal of being more intentional with the choices and the decisions that you're making when it comes to love. And so I think there is like this awareness here that you need to move with intention. Maybe you do have 2 options. Like we've got this Knight of Wands, which is kind of similar to this young female energy, but then we also have this mature man here. So maybe you have 2 people here that have very different energies that you can be picking from. The mature man can also be just like encouraging you to make mature decisions here. But like the Warrior, I just flipped it open here. So fierce clarity, purposeful action, resolve, and resilience. Okay, but then we also have when dark, threats, savagery, abandoning the mission and values. And so I think that's the dilemma, because I feel like at the beginning of the month, we have a very clear mission here. And then something is happening here with this travel energy and this Knight of Wands where you're like, okay, this is fun. This is short term, but does this align with the long-term mission? Which is to find someone who goes on easy and stays on longer. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like whoever this Knight of Wands person is with the young female, this is somebody that's really fun to be around. Like, they can provide a fun experience. Maybe they're into like music or fashion, or maybe that's something that the two of you kind of are connecting over this month. But it's like kind of like it's like the moral dilemma of like, which choice is really the best choice that's most intentional and aligned with what I'm saying that I want in a partner, you know? Let's see, group number 2. What else can you tell them, Spirit, about their love life this month? We have contemplation, yeah. Heavy thinking and big decisions. And I think these decisions are really weighing you guys down, you know, at the beginning of the month. There's definitely like a very self-reflective period. And even if you guys don't have anyone on your mind that's a long distance from you and that piece of the reading doesn't resonate, it's kind of like there's some sort of like separation from someone, or even just like the concept of love and a soulmate. It's like there's a disconnect at the beginning of the month that you're contemplating here. Okay. Yeah, temptation, physical love, and forbidden. So there's something about it that is not aligned with the mission, group 2. But it's fun, you know? Let's see. And then we also have twin flame, divine connection. Wow. Within a few weeks. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is happening like soon. I mean, it is. We are talking about the month of June, right? So I think toward the end of the month of June is where this temptation energy is coming into play with whatever this decision is. And the twin flame, you guys, this is like a connection or a situation that I think is gonna mirror something back to you about yourself as it pertains to love. And I think it's like, are you really ready for the thing you say you're ready for? Or is there more work that needs to be done? Or maybe it's something else that they're mirroring to you around temptation, you know? And how you're able to manage through temptations. So let's close it out with just a couple more cards for you, group 2. This is so interesting. I cannot wait to hear from you guys. We have relationship patterns. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. And that's kind of where I see you guys starting off the month. Like, I think your resolve is a lot stronger toward the beginning of the month because something has just been feeling really difficult for you. And there is maybe this acknowledgement of a pattern. I think maybe here we could be at risk of falling back into an old pattern or making a decision that we think is better in the moment, but then something about it is mirroring something new back to us that we didn't know about before. Okay, let's see. Woo. One more, please, Spirit. We have practice compassion, see things from a fresh perspective. And then consider your foundation. Look at how committed you are to love. That's what I'm saying. You know, like there's a lesson here this month, or a test maybe for you guys this month, or maybe not a test. I don't like to say it's a test. There is a reflection being done this month, group 2, around like, how committed are you to what you're saying that you want in love? Because this Knight of Wands person is not going to be committed to you. Like, this is someone who's here for a good time, not a long time. They have player energy. they're fun. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of fun to hang out with this type of person. It's like a whirlwind, you know, it's very passionate. It's attractive. They're probably really hot. You know, there's nothing wrong with engaging in that energy if it's what you want. But I think it just feels to me like most of you guys starting off the month wanting to get out of a pattern of that. You know what I mean? So that's where the choice is coming into play. Right now, it kind of looks like there's an opportunity here for you to engage with this Knight of Wands if you wanted to, and just like have fun. And maybe it just kind of tests you to see, like, are you able to take that for what it is without expecting more? But I love this card, and this is where we'll close it out. Practicing compassion, seeing things from a fresh perspective. And I feel like Spirit is saying that you should do that for yourself, right? Like, it's okay to have an experience if you feel like it's going to help you, or if you are feeling curious and you want to learn. Sometimes we have to allow ourselves to learn the way that we want to learn, right? So maybe just being gentle with yourself and being open to learning something new through this experience if you choose to engage with this Mr. Knight of Wands, King of Wands here. Okay. So comment below, group 2. Please keep me posted on what is happening, because this looks like a very interesting and exciting month in love for you. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hey, group 3, and welcome to your love reading for the month of June. If you guys selected the Village card, this will be your message. So let's kind of start by looking into the overall energies for you. And then we'll dive into the tarot and some additional oracle cards to see what is up in love, this month in June. So starting us off, we have the Village. We have give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. And we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Wow. Okay. So the Village is telling me that maybe a factor for you this month, group 3, is going to be around themes of like your hometown, your comfort zone, your community, your family, your support system, right? And the Village is a beautiful archetype card to get here for your love life, because it can talk about like, you know, your tribe. Where are you rooted? Like, where are you comfortable? Where are you the most supported? But on the downside, sometimes the Village can be like a more like a restricted energy, or like a small-minded energy, where we're kind of like stuck in this narrow space, or maybe potentially stuck in a narrow way of thinking, or a situation that's making us feel kind of trapped, but it's just so comfortable and familiar to us that maybe we're not ready to leave it behind. And it's just really interesting, because I feel like at the beginning of this month of June, I see you putting effort into a relationship of significance here with give your relationship a chance. But then by the end of the month, we have this energy of freeing yourself, which says it's time to take back control of your life. So it's making me feel like there is this struggle that you guys are going through, like this opposition almost, where like there's a part of you that wants to invest in working on this because maybe it feels very comfortable for you and you're familiar with it. It's supporting you in some way. But there's another part of you that's wanting to break free because you're feeling stuck or trapped here. So let's just keep going and see what other info we can get, group 3. Spirit, what else can you tell us about what's next in love for group 3 this month? What's going on? Oh, wow. We have the 2 of Pentacles. So you're juggling a lot. Maybe juggling this decision. Let's see. The 5 of Wands. Okay. Knight of Swords. Wow. And then we have the World. Wow, you guys. This is like crazy. This is powerful. Major chapters and cycles closing out for you this month. Maybe you're choosing, I don't know. I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of maybe potentially walking away from this relationship here this month, or at least deciding to take some space. So it's like the beginning of the month with the Two of Pentacles, there is like this balancing act that I'm seeing you guys doing, right? Like there's this wanting to work on this partnership. Maybe you're feeling kind of split between two different lives or two different things that you're supposed to be doing here. Maybe it's just like about that opposition we were talking about between self and partnership, and how do we strike that balance? But it feels like you're juggling a lot as it pertains to working on this relationship. And I see with this Five of Wands, there's a lot of conflict here. You know, there's a lot of maybe fighting and arguing or bickering, or things just feeling really tumultuous. And even for some of you guys, if you're not really fighting with this person, there is like a lot of inner conflict. And something kind of interesting that I'm kind of drawn to here with this card is the sale sign, 50% off. And it's just making me feel like there's a question here around how much do you really value this relationship anymore, right? Because in this card, it's kind of like these are the items that went on sale because we're trying to get rid of them at 50% off. It's like, okay, we want to get rid of this inventory. We're lowering the value of it to get people to want it. And so it's just making me feel like there is something about this relationship that maybe there's a little bit of conflict or inner conflict here for you, because it's like, how much do you really value this anymore? Right? For some of you guys with the Village, there could be other hands in this situation as well, right? Like maybe there are family members or people in the community that are involved in this in some way that also cause a lot of friction here. We have all these hands in the pot, right? Too many cooks in the kitchen, which is making it really difficult to balance this connection that's here. So for a lot of my group 3 viewers, I'm actually seeing you kind of moving away from this. Like we go from this shift of all this conflict and this balancing act, and it feels like there's a big spotlight on you when it comes to this relationship. Like you're the one in the hot seat kind of. And maybe there's good reason for that. Like maybe there's something that you guys have done in this connection that you have to be in the hot seat or take accountability for. But it's like we go from this chaotic energy here to just like the freedom energy so clearly, right? We have the Knight of Swords, the World. Knight of Swords, it's like there's a very independent energy that I'm getting from this, a free energy that I'm getting from this, where it's like I gotta get away from that. But he is facing the relationship. So it's like, I think for a lot of my group 3 viewers, you might end this relationship with the World. There may be a closing of a chapter here. But for others of you, I think that it might be something about self-accountability that you're shifting into toward the end of the month with this Knight of Swords, because it's like he's still facing the relationship. So there's some sort of like an acknowledgement that it's here, it's in front of him. He's reflecting on the past of this connection so that he can then make the changes and the movement that needs to be made in order to move forward, whether that's with this other person or by yourself, by themselves, right? Knight of Swords is a very ambitious energy. He goes after what he wants. Fast pace, can be a little biting in the communication. So that could be where some of this conflict is coming from. Maybe some of you guys are a little tough when it comes to communicating, or a little bit blunt sometimes. Not always the most tactful energy. Not very connected to the heart space though with this Knight of Swords. And it's like the heart feels just kind of blocked to me. So there's regardless of whatever decision you guys end up making about this relationship, I do see a really big shift into being very driven and motivated to hold yourself accountable, to clean the things up in your life that need to be cleaned up. Okay? And it really goes from like there's people here to just like, okay, now it's me. Right? And this is going to signify the end of some sort of a chapter or a cycle with the World. It's an opportunity for a new beginning here. Okay, so yeah, with that Knight of Swords, maybe some of you guys are traveling, you're moving, or maybe there's just like an energetic, like, getting out of your village here toward the ending of the month. Let's see, Spirit. What else can you tell us about this month in love for group number 3? How is this month set to play out, please? Yeah, we've got the Ice Queen, divorcee, mother, and discernment. It's just like, I just think that this connection is icy, you guys. Like, there is this desire to like work on things, or this effort being put into working on things, but there's just something about it that's very cold. With the Ice Queen and the Knight of Swords, like the heart space is totally shut down, and everybody's more like in their logic, in their head. I think there's been a lot of hurt here, which has led to that. What else, please, Spirit? We have true love, pure love, and honest connection. So that's interesting. With all of this cold energy, we got something. Let's see. We also have obstacles, blocks, pathways, and delays coming through as well. And then we do have children here at the bottom of the deck. So children could be involved in this. For some of you guys, this could be your spouse, someone that you've been married to, or maybe someone that you're divorced from right now. That's kind of like something's coming up with that. It's sad, you guys, because I do feel like Spirit is saying, like, what brought the two of you together to begin with was true love, right? Like, this was an honest connection. There was something pure about this, and I think, I don't want to say that it still is pure, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff tainting it right now. You know, it could even just be there's too many other people in the mix that are affecting it. I think that's part of what you guys are reflecting back on, is like, how did we get here? You know, how did we end up in this place? It's interesting too, because like I'm noticing, you know, him driving, there's this desire to free yourself from this village that you're stuck in. But then on the road, we have this obstacle here. And at the bottom of the deck, we had children, right? So it's making me feel like a lot of you guys, like, as much as you want to kind of escape this situation or free yourself from some aspect of it, it's more difficult or delayed in how you're going to be able to do that, and how quickly you're going to be able to do that, because I feel like there are children involved here. Let's continue. What else, please, Spirit? We have Divine Feminine flipping out. What's next in love for group 3, please? We have distance, physical distance, and emotional distance. Yeah. There's a big disconnect with that Ice Queen. Like, this is a very icy, cold energy. There could be something about long distance at play here, because there's also, there's long distance here under the deck, underneath the children card. Okay. But definitely an emotional distance for sure between you and this person. Oh man. We also have third party, confusion, soul contract, and Mercury retrograde. So the thing is, you guys, like, there could have been cheating or third party energy in this connection that kind of led to this. But I was also getting that it could be family or like other people in the mix that are causing confusion here too between you and this person. Okay. One more, please, Spirit, for group 3. Wow, we have new love, excitement, someone new is coming in. Huh. I want another one for that. What is this about? Do you guys have your eye on someone else? Soul purpose. There's someone here. We have affection here at the bottom of the deck. An open door. Here's the thing, guys. Okay. I feel there's a couple of different messages here with this card. So take it as it resonates for you. With third party coming up, there could be someone else that's caught your eye or someone else that's coming in here for you. Because we have new love, right? And so there's this energy of like affection and like there's someone that there's a door with the world. There's like a new door that's opening for you. Like you guys might desire someone, or maybe you're wanting to ask someone out on a date. And maybe part of this is it's part of your journey is to connect with this person that's piquing your interest here. But I think with the world and the obstacles, it's one of those things where maybe it's not going to be able to happen as quickly as you would like, because there's still for sure loose ends over here that have to be tied up. Okay. Now, for others of you, if you're like, no, there's nobody else like that I'm interested in or that I want, it could be that this person kind of comes in by surprise toward the end of the month with the world. But this can also just be talking about looking to reignite that with this person. Like part of like what you're seeking to do with this Knight of Swords is to try to like confront the issue here, maybe trying to get back to what it is that brought you guys together in the first place, this pure, true love, this connection that you had. And part of the way that you can do that is through reigniting that feeling of new love again. But I do think it's going to be tough to do, you guys. Not saying it's impossible, but it's just like someone here, like everybody here is very icy and disconnected from their heart space with the Knight of Swords and the Ice Queen. You know, I feel like you guys are more in your masculine energy than this person. Like maybe I have some of my very few male viewers watching this reading. I don't know. Doesn't matter really though, the gender. You can take it as it resonates with your situation. But yeah, it feels like the two messages I'm getting, the different storylines that I'm getting here is either like trying to reignite the love with this current person, or maybe there's someone else that's in the picture here that's sparking your interest. Okay, so let's just see, group 3. We're going to close this out with just a couple of more cards for you. Closing messages, Spirit, for group number 3. The other thing that could be complicating this is money with that Two of Pentacles, like juggling finances here, especially if you share finances with this person, like you're married to them. Let's see. Relationship patterns. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. So yeah, there is a pattern at play here for you, group 3, that you're going to need to do some work on, regardless of this person. Let's see. We also have spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. We also have slow down, pause, and allow things to unfold. I think that this person is someone who was meant to be in your life. I also think if there is another person here for some of you guys, that this person is also a spiritual connection. That might be a catalyst to you freeing yourself from a potentially icy situation that may not be reviving. Okay. But there's a pattern in this relationship that I think needs to be explored. And I actually think you guys do kind of feel like this card is saying it takes strength to recognize the need for change. With the Five of Wands, this is a very challenging energy that is a catalyst for change. Right? For some of you guys, like if you have cheated on this person, or, you know, if this isn't you, if this doesn't describe you, just discard what I'm saying. But for those of you that maybe have cheated on this person or stepped out in whatever way, I think there's some sort of pattern for you there that Spirit is calling your attention to. Like that happened, it created this conflict because there's something within you that Spirit is wanting you to look at. This is very interesting, group 3. So yeah, it definitely seems like you've got a lot going on this month with rebuilding or trying to kind of reignite your connection, and maybe some of you deciding to walk away, to close out this chapter for good and see where that takes you. But regardless of what you choose, with this energy, there's definitely a huge focus on your own like self accountability this month, group 3, especially toward the end of the month of June. Okay. So comment below, group 3. Please let me know what's happening for you this month in love or just in general. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.